Welcome to your lecture on natural language processing. This is your Professor Atif Fareed Muhammad. We will look at 5 major topics. The first one is describe natural language processing and story understanding. Illustrate interactive storytelling and narrative generation. We'll also discuss narrative-based reasoning and decision making happening within the AI domain. We'll also describe personalized narrative experiences that we get when we are dealing with the artificial intelligence. We will analyze narrative-driven human-AI interaction in quite depth today. Let's jump into this together. Natural language processing, as the words state, natural language processing. A chatbot that uses natural language processing to understand and respond to student queries about course schedules and assignments is a good use case. Here, NLP helps computers understand, interpret, and generate human language, and it is essential for various AI applications. So in reality, natural language processing helps computers understand and generate human language. In the context of stories, NLP can be used to analyze plots, characters, and themes, enabling AI to comprehend and summarize stories. Interactive storytelling takes a step further, permitting artificial intelligence to generate new narratives or change existing ones based on the user input. For example, AI-powered games can create personalized storylines where players' choice shape the outcomes, making the experience more engaging and unique. Exact same thing is applicable on the chatbot that is helping the students to find their relevant information. That can be rule-based, that can be artificially intelligent, agent-based. So if I tell you this in a narrative fashion, then this is going to be in the grand tapestry of human history. Storytelling has been a universal language that binds us together, enabling us to share knowledge, values, and experiences. As we hurtle toward a future where artificial intelligence is increasingly integrated into our daily lives, it is only natural that we turn to this ancient art to facilitate communication between humans and machines. Consider, for instance, a chatbot designed to assist students, as I mentioned earlier, in navigating the labyrinthine world of course and schedules and assignments. This digital entity powered by natural language processing would not merely regurgitate data but engage with students on a level that is intuitive and familiar through the human understanding with the medium of story. Imagine this chatbot. Let us call this Sophocles, after the ancient Greek playwright, weaving a narrative tailored to each student's queries. Instead of presenting a dry list of courses and deadlines, the chatbot could say, picture yourself 3 months from now having mastered the intricacies of quantum physics. Your journey begins with Quantum Mechanics 101 every Monday and Wednesday, culminating in the final project due on the 15th of December. By framing the information within a story, the chatbot makes the data more digestible and engaging, much like how our ancestors shared wisdom through myths and fables. This approach is not merely fanciful, but grounded in research. It has been researched that narrative-based communication can enhance learning outcomes and user engagement also. Moreover, this AI-generated chatbot could adapt its narratives based on individual students' preferences and behaviors, embodying the concept of personalized narrative experiences for the students who thrive under pressure. The AI chatbot might emphasize the challenges and triumphs of their academic journey. For another who prefers a steady pace, it could present a narrative that emphasizes consistent effort and gradual progress. In this way, the AI chatbot does not merely provide information but guides each student through their unique academic journey, demonstrating how AI can use storytelling to interact with humans in more meaningful and effective ways. Thus, in the realm of education, AI is not just a tool for efficiency but a medium for connection and understanding, echoing the timeless power of stories in the human culture. So, hopefully, this has given you some understanding. So, I have taken this from a lecture that had been delivered by a mathematician. I have given the link for you to look at. I like to eat cake, but I want to eat pizza right now. Mary told her brother to eat pizza too. So the probability of next word is equal to pizza, given previous word is equal to eat. That is 2 by 3. The next probability of next word is cake. Previous word is eat is 1 by 3. Because the cake is once and pizza is twice. All the other next words are having equal to 0 probability. So when we apply the probability where word given there the previous word is equal to count the previous word and the word and divide by the count of the previous word, this gives us a mathematical or statistical implementation in the field of natural language processing. So before I get into the sentiment analysis, let me give you another example of another chatbot that could adopt its communication style based on the sentiment detected, embodying the concept of personalized narrative experience for a student who expresses excitement. This new AI chatbot, we call it Empathos, might respond with enthusiastic approach, reinforcing positive emotions. For another who seems anxious, it could offer reassurance and practical advice. In this way, Empathos, our new chatbot, does not merely provide information but guides each student through their academic journey with empathy and understanding, demonstrating how AI can use sentiments analysis to interact with humans in more meaningful and effective ways. Thus, in the realm of education, artificial intelligence is not just a tool of efficiency, but a medium for emotional connection and support, echoing the profound role of empathy in the human relationship. So I can also narrate it like in the vast expanse of human communication, sentiment analysis stands as a beacon illuminating the emotional landscapes that underpin our words and actions. As artificial intelligence continues to permeate our daily lives, the ability to discern and respond to human emotions become increasingly vital. Consider, for instance, a chatbot designed, as I just mentioned, dealing with different students in a different way, making sure that if there are any negative sentiments coming up, they are neutralized and make them as a positive. So, as the use case given, analyzing student feedback forms to gauge satisfaction with university services and identify areas of improvement. Here, NLP techniques to determine the emotional tone behind words. The the sentiment analysis understanding within the arena of natural language processing in the domain of the grandeur domain of artificial intelligence is useful for understanding opinions and feedback. and how to convert the net promoter score of a university or a department. Let's jump into the summarizing lengthy research papers for students, highlighting key findings and conclusions comes under the arena of text summarization. NLP techniques to condense long texts into shorter summaries helps in quickly grasping key information is another area. So the text summarization is akin to the ancient art of cartography. Again, remember, this is the lecture where we are discussing narratives embodiment in the artificial intelligence. And when we discuss narrative, it has a whole tone to it. So let me rephrase myself. Text summarization is akin to the ancient art of cartography. Just as map makers through the ages have sought to reduce the vast complex territories of our world into digestible charts, so too does text summarization seek to condense the sprawling landscape of language into manageable portions. It is an endeavor as old as storytelling itself, a testament to our insatiable desire to understand and share the essence of information. Text summarization is important because it helps us quickly understand the main points of a long piece of text without having to read every single word. This is especially useful in today's world where we have so much information available at our fingertips, but not enough time to read everything in detail. For example, imagine you are a student doing a research on a school project. You find a really long article that seems relevant, but you don't have time to read all 50 pages. This is where text summarization comes in handy. It can give you a short summary that includes the key points, saving you time and helping you understand the main ideas quickly. Generative AI helps with text summarization by using advanced algorithms to read and understand the text much like human would. It can identify the most important sentences and phrases and then generate a coherent summary that captures the essence of the original text. So let's look at an example. Let us say you have the following text about climate change. And let me recite the paragraph and then I'll share with you the possible summary. Climate change is a significant issue affecting our planet. Rising temperatures, melting ice caps, and extreme weather events are just some of the consequences we are facing. Scientists agree that the human activities such as burning fossil fuels and deforestation are major contributors to this problem. To mitigate the effect of climate change, countries around the world are working together to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, transitioning to renewable energy sources, and promoting sustainable practices as crucial steps in the global effort. A generative AI could summarize this text as climate change caused largely by human activities like burning fossil fuels is leading to rising temperatures and extreme weather events. Global efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, including the adoption of renewable energy sources, are underway to address this issue. So in this summary, the AI has captured the main points of the original text, providing a quick and easy to understand overview of the topic. This is the power of text summarization using generative AI. It helps us to manage and understand large amounts of information efficiently. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. NER, location, person, product. An AI tool that extracts important details from historical documents for history students, aiding in research and analysis. The natural language processing to identify and categorize key information in the text. Extract location, person and products, etc. What is NER? Why do we care? So here is the answer for you to ponder upon. Human languages have different way to say things differently. The named entities recognition, or NER, in reality are the landmarks that guide our understanding to a given narrative. They are the proper nouns that dot the terrain of text, signifying people, places, organizations, and other uniquely identifiable elements that anchor our communication in a shared reality. Named entity recognition then is the cartographic endeavor of mapping these landmarks, of demarcating the boundaries where general language meets specific instances. As we traverse the digital frontier, the task of named entity recognition has been increasingly delegated to artificial intelligence. Here, natural language processing serves as our compass, enabling machines to navigate the complex topography of text and pinpoint named entities with remarkable precision. This is no simple feat, for language is a shape shifting beast, its form and meaning fluctuating with context, culture, and time to accurately identify named entities. Once again, this is a narrative embodiment in artificial intelligence class. And that's why I'm using some thick English language words. Artificial intelligence must be more than just passive observer. It must become an active explorer, learning to recognize the subtle cues and hidden patterns that betray the presence of named entity. So yet the challenge of NER is not merely one of identification but also of categorization. Just as a cartographer must distinguish between mountains and rivers, cities and countries, so too must AI learn to classify named entities into their respective categories. This requires not just linguistic powers, but also a deep well of knowledge about the world and its many facets. AI must understand that Paris can refer to both city and a person, that Apple can be both a fruit and a corporation. It must grapple with the ambiguities and dualities that permeate our language, and in doing so, it must develop nuanced understanding of the world that rivals our own. As we press on, we must consider the implications of this technology in the world where AI can recognize and categorize named entities with unprecedented speed and accuracy. What new horizons will open up? How will this capability shape that fields of data analysis, machine translation, and information retrieval? And perhaps more crucially, how will it transform our understanding of language and our place within it? For in the end, the act of naming is the fundamentally human endeavor, a testament to our desire to impose order on the chaos of the existence. As we entrust this task to artificial intelligence, we must ensure that it serves to augment rather than supplant our own linguistic faculties. After all, the map is not the territory, and the named entity is not the thing itself. It is up to us to ensure that in our pursuit of technological prowess, we do not lose the sight of richness and complexity that makes human language such a profoundly meaningful endeavor. As in the book Sapiens, Yuval Noah Harari mentions that how storytelling is significant for us to understand how Neanderthals and all the other human species evolved over the time of several hundred years, of several 100,000 years in the making. Human AI NLP collaboration. A virtual assistant in a smart home that uses visual avatar on a screen to guide users through tasks such as setting up new device or managing home security. The embodied interaction refers to the ways humans interact with artificial intelligence systems through interfaces that provide a sense of physical presence and human like behaviors. This all enhances natural and intuitive communication, making artificial intelligence more accessible and user friendly for our everyday activities and tasks. Now, let's look into machine translation together. A university translation service that helps international students understand course materials and communicate with the faculty. Natural language processing techniques to translate text from one language to another. This also facilitates global communication. So, the human languages in technically are the compositions of several melodies that weaves us together, a tapestry of sounds and symbols that encapsulate our thoughts, our cultures, and our histories. Yet, this very same tapestry can also divide us, creating barriers that hinder understanding and cooperation. The Tower of Babel may be a myth, but confusion of tongues is a reality that humankind has grappled with since time started. Machine translation then is a technological quest to bridge this divide to create universal linguistic currency that transcends borders and cultures. Star Trek is one of the best examples that you can find where they have the translators implemented within the starship, and when someone walks in whatever the language they speak, the starship translates that into the human understandable or comprehensible language to share with the starship's crew. As we stride into the digital age, the role of machine translation has evolved dramatically, shifting from a niche academic pursuit to a global technological imperative. Artificial intelligence, with its prowess in pattern recognition and data processing, has emerged as a virtuoso of this linguistic symphony. Once again, just to remind you, this is the lecture where we are discussing the narrative embodiment in the arena of artificial intelligence. So, powered by the advanced algorithm and vast linguistic datasets, AI can now decipher and brings us the translation of the words, phrases, and even idioms with an accuracy that was once the sole domain of human translators. Yet the challenge of machine translation is not merely one of substituting words in one language for those in another. It is about capturing the essence, the nuance, and the cultural undertone that permeate every utterance. Language is not just a tool for communication, it is a reflection of our worldview, our values, and our collective memory. To truly translate, AI must delve into the depths of cultural context, understanding not just what is said, but what is meant. It must grapple with these subtleties of tone, the complexities of metaphor, and ever shifting sands of idiomatic expression. So, hopefully, this has given you some understanding how machine translation can help us. And this will give you also some thoughts to think that why we should even care that machine learning is helpful, even understanding machines, which are the robots like Sophia Hansen, as mentioned earlier, or Ameka. The question answering system, AI virtual assistant that answers students' questions about campus resources, academic policies, and extracurricular activities, or the courses, or the deadlines, or the potential admission. Here, NLP techniques to provide accurate answers to user queries are utilized. NLP also enhances user interaction and the information retrieval for us to work with. Question and answer is also applicable in a healthcare provider system for students in a state university, where a student logs in and asks, "What time is my appointment today?" Or, "Can I book an appointment with a doctor or with a specialist?" And the system rebuttals back and asks back that what time would you like to meet a doctor, and then finds the schedule of the doctor and aligns an arrangement of timing, also known as appointment, for the student to come to the clinical system and get the doctor's opinion, diagnosis of what the student is facing or trying to resolve. Natural language generation, an AI tool that generates personalized study plans for students based on their academic performance and learning goals. Here, NLP techniques can generate coherent and contextually appropriate text. It's useful for creating reports, summaries, and narratives. The question, what other examples come in your mind? So please pause the video and think about it. Or, as this class is of narratives, embodiment in the artificial intelligence, ponder upon the thoughts I have just shared with you in quite depth. All right, let's move on. Illustrate intricate storytelling and narrative generation. Let's look into this together. So storytelling is the golden thread that binds us together and has bound us together for centuries as humans started telling stories, transcending time, culture, and geography. Stories are not merely vessels of information. They are the essence of our experiences, that echoes of our collective memory, and the mirrors that reflect our shared humanity. As we navigate the digital frontier, the art of storytelling is finding new expression and utility, intertwining with artificial intelligence to create unprecedented possibilities. In the domain of artificial intelligence, storytelling is evolving from passive narrative form to an active, adaptive force. Natural language processing enables machines to comprehend and generate stories, transforming artificial intelligence from mere observers into active participants in our narrative landscape. Interactive storytelling, for instance, allows AI to weave tales that respond to user input, creating personalized narratives where each choice shapes the outcome. This is not just a technological marvel, it is a testament to the power of stories to engage, to immerse, and to make meaning. Moreover, narrative based reasoning is emerging as a potent tool for AI decision making. By drawing from the structures and themes of stories, artificial intelligence can better understand the nuances of human values, emotions, and cultural intricacies. Stories, after all, are repositories of our moral and ethical wisdom, encapsulating lessons learned over millennia. By learning from those narratives, AI can make more informed, more human like decisions, bridging the gap between silicon and the sentiment. As we press forward, we must consider the profound implications of AI driven storytelling. In the world where AI can spin tales, adaptive narratives, and learn from stories, what new horizons of human machine interactions will unfold? Now, that's a good question for you to ponder upon. How will this technology transform education, entertainment, and even more mundane conversations? And perhaps most importantly, how will it reshape our understanding of what it means to be human in an age of intelligent machines. For the In the end, the stories are not just something we tell. They are who we are as we entrust this sacred art to artificial intelligence. We must ensure that it serves to amplify rather than replace the human voice. We must remember that while AI can tell stories, it is we who give them the meaning. So the use case that is given on the slide is an educational game where students' choices determines the outcomes of historical events, making learning more engaging. This can become a gaming story also. Interactive storytellings allow users to shape the narrative through their choices. The dynamic narrative generation using the artificial intelligence. A story building app for creative writing classes that generates new plot twists based on students' inputs, fostering creativity and engagement. That's a use case for you to think about. Artificial intelligence generates new narratives or modifies existing ones based on the user input. The dynamic narrative generation also create unique and personalized story experiences for us to look into. So the dynamic narrative generation is the technological endeavor to endow artificial intelligence with the power of story creation. It is not merely about mimicking existing narratives, but about crafting new tales that evolve, adapt, and respond to inputs in real time. Powered by the advanced algorithms, vast datasets, and sophisticated natural language processing, AI is learning to weave narratives that captivate, engage, and increasingly blur the lines between human and machine generated content. Branching narratives, an interactive campus tour app where students' choices determine the path and information they receive, making the tour more engaging and personalized. Here, the narratives with multiple paths and ending based on the user's decisions encourage exploration and replayability of the video. So, as this is a narrative embodiment in AI class, let me tell you a little in a story fashion. In the expensive garden of storytelling, the paths that narratives take are seldom straight or singular. They branch, they meander, they intertwine, reflecting the complexities and uncertainties of life itself. Branching narratives, with their forking paths and multiple endings, have long captivated human imagination, inviting us to explore the roads not taken and the possibilities that lie beyond the horizon. As artificial intelligence continues to infiltrate the realm of storytelling, the art of branching narratives is evolving in profound and transformative ways. Personalized learning stories, an AI driven educational platform that adapts science stories to suit a student's understanding level, making complex concepts more accessible. It tailors educational content to individual students based on their learning pace and style. It also enhances learning outcomes of an individual student. Emotion driven narratives. Narratives that adapt based on the user's emotional state and preferences creates more immersive and meaningful experience. The use case here is a mental health app for students that generates stories to help them cope with stress and anxiety. Adapting the narrative based on their emotional feedback is a very good example for you to think about. Collaborative storytelling is expansion of the storytelling within the arena of natural language processing and the domain of deep learning artificial intelligence. Multiple users contribute to the narrative, creating a shared story experience, foster collaboration and the creativity. The use case here is a collaborative writing platform where students work together to create a shared story with artificial intelligence providing suggestions and enhancements to keep the narrative cohesive for us to understand, for the reader to comprehend. AI generated adventures. AI generate entire adventures or quests based on the user preferences and choices. AI generated adventures offer endless possibilities for exploration and engagement. A virtual reality game for students that generate unique adventures based on their interests and choices, making each playthrough a new experience. Here is an intriguing question for you. In your opinion, will there be a bias in AI generated stories? Let's pause here and I give you 30 seconds to think about. Your time starts now. I'm not gone anywhere. I'm still very much here. This is your Professor Atif making you think. All right, let's go to the next slide. The next set of slides will cover point 3 and point 4, where we will discuss narrative-based reasoning and decision making. Also, we will also describe the personalized narrative experiences. So narrative-based reasoning, a personal assistant app that uses stories to provide context-aware advice, such as suggesting activities based on the user's past experience and preferences. The narrative-based reasoning helps artificial intelligence make decisions by drawing from stories and their underlying structures. Enhances AI's understanding of human values, emotions, and cultural nuances or norms. Because Eastern cultures have different norms and the Western cultures have different norms, whereas African cultures have different norms altogether. Emotional intelligence in the artificial intelligence, a mental health chatbot that uses narrative-based reasoning to provide empathetic support and advice tailored to the user's emotional state, where AI learns to understand and respond to human emotions by analyzing stories, enhances the user interaction with the and the empathy that comes handy in this area. So, emotion-driven narrative plays a very huge role here. If we take gaming industry as our example, so the emotion-driven narratives in the gaming industry are not merely about eliciting surface level reactions. They are about crafting experiences that resonate with the complexities and nuances of human emotion. Powered by advanced AI and sophisticated natural language processing, games can now adapt to players' choices and actions in real time, generating stories that evoke the rich tapestry of feelings, from joy and excitement to sorrow and introspection. This is not just a technological advancement, it is a testament to the power of stories to move us, to immerse us, and to make us active participants in the emotional arcs that we are working together at this very moment. So we also have discussed the collaborative storytelling in quite depth in the earlier slides, and those collaborative stories brings in different emotional depths for different uh, areas and different groups of peoples. So let's see how we work with the emotional intelligence in the AI in next slides in more depth. Before we go into the cultural sensitivity in the artificial intelligence domain, let me share with you an example how the potential applications of emotionally intelligent AI is on us. In customer service, AI could detect frustrations or confusions in a user's voice, adapting its responses to provide more patient, reassuring assistance. In healthcare, emotionally intelligent AI could monitor patients' emotional states, offering comfort, encouragement, or alerting caregivers to sign of distress. In education, AI tutors could adapt their teaching styles based on the student's emotional cues, providing personalized support that fosters not just academic growth but also emotional resilience and the well being. So, the cultural sensitivity comes handy, a travel planning app that suggests culturally appropriate activities and behaviors based on local stories and customs, enhancing the traveler's experience while traveling. And if I incorporate the narrative embodiment in the artificial intelligence, I would say it like that. In the rich and diverse tapestry of human society, culture plays a profound role, shaping our identities, informing our values, and guiding our interactions. It is the lens through which we perceive the world, the language that transcends words, and the heritage that binds communities together. As artificial intelligence become increasingly integrated into our lives, the imperative to imbue machines with cultural sensitivity has never been more pressing, ensuring that artificial intelligence respects, understands, and navigates the intricate landscape of human culture with nuances and grace. So this is again significant area that we can look into conducting more research. There are vast areas available for the research within the arena of cultural sensitivity in the area of artificial intelligence for us to conduct our studies. Ethical decision making, as discussed earlier in our previous lectures, an AI driven ethics advisor for professionals that provide guidance on ethical dilemmas by drawing from a database of moral stories and case studies, can be an agentic RAG or retrieval augmented generation artificially intelligent bot. AI makes ethical decisions by learning from stories that illustrate moral dilemmas, and their solutions ensure ethical behavior in AI application comes handy. Personalized recommendations, a movie recommendation system that suggests films based on the user's past viewing history, the narratives they enjoy, creating a more personalized experience. Netflix has done a very detailed study on that. I would suggest you to go on Google Scholar and find how Netflix incorporated personalized recommenders within their systems. Conflict resolution, a workplace conflict resolution tool that uses narrative based reasoning to suggest strategies for resolving disputes based on successful examples for similar situation. Here, AI helps resolve conflicts by analyzing stories that illustrate successful conflict resolution strategies, provide practical solutions and advice. Life coaching and goal setting, a life coaching app that users uses narrative based reasoning provide personalized advice and motivation, helps users set and achieve their life goals based on inspiring stories. AI provides life coaching and goal setting advice by drawing from inspirational stories and success narratives. Question for you: what do you think a narrative is, anyhow, in your opinion? Let me give you 15 seconds to think on that. And I'm not going anywhere, I'm right here. Any ideas? All right, let's go to the next slide. Analyze narrative driven human and AI interactions. A customer service chatbot that uses storytelling techniques to explain solutions to users is a more engaging and understandable way. Narrative driven interactions uses storytelling to make conversation with AI more natural and intuitive, enhances users' experience and understanding. So if I bring in the narrative embodiment in the artificial intelligence, I would reiterate myself like this. In the expensive tapestry of human communication, storytelling has long been a powerful medium, transcending time and culture to connect, engage, and inspire. As artificial intelligence continues to evolve, the potential for narrative driven human AI interaction is emerging as transformative force, promising to reshape how we engage with machines and ultimately with each other. This paradigm shift is not merely about enhancing AI's linguistic capabilities, it is about harnessing the power of stories to make conversation with AI more natural, intuitive, and deeply resonant. Storytelling in education, an educational app that creates personalized stories to teach history, adapting the narrative to suit the students' learning pace and interests. AI tailors educational content to individual users, adapting to their preferences and learning styles, enhancing learning outcomes and the engagement. And let me share with you a gaming analogy again. AI in gaming is a vast area where AI in game storytelling is not merely about generating static plots, it is about crafting dynamic, adaptive narratives that respond to player choices and actions in real time. This involves several interconnected capabilities: procedural content generation, where AI creates story elements on the fly, branching narratives, where player decisions shape the story's trajectory, and emotional intelligence, where AI understands and responds to the emotional states and preferences of the player. The result is a living, breathing storyscape that evolves organically, offering players unparalleled agency and immersion. Healthcare storytelling, a health app that uses stories to explain medical conditions and treatment options, making complex information easier to understand. AI uses narrative driven interaction to provide health advice and support, makes health information more accessible and engaging. And again, storytelling in the gaming, as I just mentioned earlier. Let me share with you another example here. One notable example of AI driven storytelling in games is Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor and its sequel Middle Earth Shadow of War. These games employ the Nemesis system, an AI powered engine that generates unique enemies with their own memories, behaviors, and vendettas. Players' interactions with these enemies shape their attributes and behaviors, creating personalized narratives and that are unique to each playthrough. This innovative use of AI transforms traditional storytelling into a dynamic, player driven experience where every decision is meaningful and has lasting consequences. Another compelling example is AI Dungeon, an AI powered text adventure game that uses advanced natural language processing to generate open ended narratives. In this game, players input their actions in natural language and the AI responds with a continuation of the story based on those inputs. The result is a collaborative storytelling experience where AI acts as both narrator and co creator, generating narratives that are diverse and unpredictable as the players themselves. This showcases the potential of AI not to just tell stories but to co create them with human players, fostering a unique synergy between human creativity and machine intelligence. So, you have learned in this lecture the social sciences embodiment in the computer sciences, where we have incorporated the narrative within the arena of artificial intelligence. So, let me finish it on a lighter note that in the evolving landscape of artificial intelligence, the intersection of artificial intelligence with storytelling and human interaction is unlocking transformative potential across various domains. AI is enhancing text summarization by comprehending and condensing human language, while naming entity recognition enables machines to identify and to categorize specific elements within the text. Machine translation is bridging linguistic divides, and dynamic narrative generation is creating adaptive, personalized stories. Whereas emotion driven narratives in gaming are fostering deeper engagement and collaborative storytelling in merging human and machine activity. Happy learning. We'll see you in the next lecture.